Welcome to GAMEpoch, the show where I play through the history of video games in the order in which they were released, starting with Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo. And right now I'm playing Ghosts and Goblins on the Nintendo, and I'm actually doing pretty well. I'm in the second to last stage, and I have been doing really well the last several levels. Let's see how well I keep this up. This stage is a monstrosity. When I played through this recently, this was the one that gave me the most trouble. I'm actually just going to go ahead and attempt to skip right past this guy, because whatever. I actually had developed a bit of a trick that worked more often than not, but because of the unpredictability of these guys' movements in this game, the monsters' movements, it's not a real science. It's almost an art, but even calling it art, I think, is giving it a little too much credit. Oh, come on, that was too much of a delay. Crap! Normally I can just let him back off and I can run up the ladder and not lose anything, but here we go. Facing off this dragon. Notice that was the boss from the first two levels. Got him. That was easy. Now this is the shield, which is a little weaker, I think. Maybe it's not too weak. I'm not quite sure. But it has a much shorter range. That's necessary, by the way, that secret suit of armor. And unfortunately, I absolutely need to have this shield. So that's going to make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops, oops, oops. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a bad mistake. Oh, crap. Those ogres take 10 hits, and you gotta... I try to time those very carefully, and I blundered that one, but... It's okay. Infinite continues. Oh, Infinite continues. My favorite game mechanic. It makes super difficult games doable. At least have either infinite continues or passwords. If you don't have either, you suck. Now, normally what really sucks about this stage is that this guy, whose name is Unicorn, which you can actually tell is somewhat fitting since he has a little horn coming out of his head, even though he's ugly as sin and not a horse. But he's immune to the shield, which is just so awesome that they would do that, you know? But as you can see, I can just skip past him most of the time, and even if I get hit once, that dragon doesn't give me too much trouble, and then I can just come up here and get the suit of armor that spawns there if I need it, so... The first half of the stage, I've got down. It's really not too big of a deal. It's the rest of it that's a major pain in the butt. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got it. And then this, I want to... Ooh, that was close. I want to kill that before I pass it, because otherwise the skeleton up top will show up and start bouncing around. Not cool. Anyway, right now I want to get this ogre to move over to the right. Because... that red Akinar, Nemnar, whatever that thing is, that thing I can't avoid. And then when I get up there, I don't want to have to deal with that ogre and the skeleton at the same time, so... Oh, crap. Got it. I'm actually gonna go ahead and just get the suit of armor. Because I don't want to deal with the boss without getting it. And you don't want that torch. I mean, I could go down and get the shield if I needed to, but I'd rather not. Alright. So that was actually the hardest part. Getting past that red... it used to be called the Red Demon, I think. I'm not really sure. Getting past that is actually the hardest part of this stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So after that, this isn't really bad. Wow, I did this on only like my 3rd or 4th try. Man, I'm so proud of myself. You guys have no idea. Oh, one of the things that's really cool about the shield is it can kill projectiles. That's actually awesome. Oh, and this boss can give people a real hard time until you learn that you can just duck under them and they will never swoop low enough to touch you if you're ducking. And then you just wail on them the best you can. So it's actually... Oh, and there's 2 of them this time around. So it's actually more challenging just trying to beat the clock sometimes than trying to actually kill these guys. So yeah, I did it. I freaking did it. Yeah, I got hit. Who cares? I did it, guys. Oh, I'm so happy with myself. Oh, man. Last stage. Here we go. Look at all this progress. Look at all that crap I had to go through to get here. Oh, Sir Arthur, rescuing Princess Prin Prin from, used to be called Satan. I guess he has a different name officially, the Red Baron or something, I'm not sure. This is actually, like, the easiest part of the game, surprisingly. It's a bit disappointing, although I wonder if they did that on purpose to be like, ha 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 ha, you know, troll you. But what is evil about this is if you come against this guy without the shield, it says you must have the shield to defeat him and throws you back 2 levels. So you don't just have to do the last level again, you have to do the one before that. The really obnoxious one where you have to climb up really high and get past all those ogres and stuff. Yeah, that is, like, evil. But as you can see, this is not hard. And he's dead. But then there's this! This room is an illusion and is a trap devised by Satan. Go ahead. Something. I didn't see it. That was only the first half of the game. You're supposed to go through the entire thing again. Now, ask me if I want to do that. Do I want to do that? No. That was one of the things that made this so evil. As you get to the end, you figure out how to beat the final guy after probably getting punished by not having the shield for him, and going through those hellishly awful levels again. And then it tells you that was just an illusion and starts you over, and it's harder. They're faster now. All the enemies are faster. I think that's the only difference. You may not do as much damage. I can't remember. But yeah, that's not cool. Have I done it? Yes, I have gone through the whole thing again. And I didn't enjoy it because this game's a pain. It's a real pain. Because the shield is actually not the ideal weapon to go through most of the game. So I would want to spend time, and I'll just go ahead and do this since I've got time in this episode. I'll go ahead and I'll just work on... Wow, that was lucky. Okay, well, I've got the knife, because that's normally the first thing you want to do, is you want to just farm for the knife. Take as many lives as you need to, and just get that knife as soon as possible. And, I mean, it's literally the exact same game over again, except you have to... Oh, crap. You have to just kill everything again, go through all the levels again, and... Well, that was close. And that's it. Like, there's nothing else different. And then the final screen is, like, slightly different. Oops. And that's the only reward you get for going through this hell twice. And it's even harder the second time because everything moves faster and they're harder to dodge and stuff. It's just... Oh, what a massive frustration and evil pain in the butt. But I'm still really proud of myself that I got through this. And you know, it really... Nice, I ducked. One of the things that really kills me about this control scheme is if you accidentally duck, you can't move left and right to get out of it. You have to, like, either jump out of it or just purposely stand up or let go of the D-pad. And when you get really used to, you know, controlling games like this, you hold down multiple directions at once a lot, especially like a vertical direction and a horizontal direction at the same time. Ooh, that's not good. That means I don't have that extra protection against the unicorn at the end. I don't even know if I'm going to bother going through this whole thing. Well, it's probably not going to happen. But I'll at least run out the rest of this episode and talk about this a little bit. This game, to me, I feel like it's fair to say that super difficult games like this, especially, you know, when they came out in arcades, I feel it's fair to say that they probably were devised as coin munchers. You know, interesting enough to get you to want to play it and keep trying to get through it, but so hard that it's gonna take you a ton of time and money to get through it. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Shouldn't be a big deal, actually. Why did you turn around? I didn't mean to do that. Well, I got through that, so that's good. And I kind of get the feeling like the difficulty behind this game was probably like that. Where even from the get-go, it's so hard that most people can't even get through the first level. But a lot of people would want to try anyway, and so they'd just be dumping quarters and trying so hard to get through this and just getting frustrated, and a lot of people being like, no, I can't give up. I'm not going to let this beat me. I want to beat it, and dumping more quarters and more quarters and more quarters. And I kind of feel like that's a very malevolent design choice. And then when this became super popular among a minority of gamers who were like, you know, oh, really? Is the game gonna beat you, or are you gonna beat the game? I feel like then they just kind of carried the same thing over because that was what people were loving it for. Now, granted, this was a Capcom game, and Capcom, especially in its early days, when they had a game that was successful in arcades or whatever... Oh, come on, I didn't move! I just turned around. At least that's all I wanted. I am past the 10-minute mark, but, you know... I'll see if I can get past this stage. If I can get past this stage before our next game over, I'll go ahead and I'll see if I can get through the game on the second loop. And if I can, I'll just throw that ending in here, or... I don't know, whatever. I wasn't planning on finishing the second loop just because I don't think it's worth playing. It's not fun to play. Because, I don't know. Like, this game, there is a... I have to admit that I'm feeling very good about myself, and I'm feeling some sense of satisfaction at being able to complete this, especially doing fairly well. But, I don't know, playing the game is not that much fun. Oh, that's not cool. See, that was unlucky. Having him show up and the other guy not show up soon enough for me to really take care of him, that was uncool. But... one other thing that could be said about this, I read recently, I can't remember where I read this, but someone had said, I think this is probably in response to the popularity of the super difficult, you know, retro difficulty style Souls games. I want to, you know, this harkens back to the old school days when old games were just really hard. But one thing that this person pointed out was a lot of these games started hard. And then tricked you with, you know, so like what they said was that the first level, or, you know, would be pretty hard, but not so hard that you would just give up right on the spot. It would get you interested and think, you know, maybe you could develop your skills enough to be able to get through it, and then the second hard would just up it like crazy. Like this game. And that would give you a sense of feeling like, because from one level to the next, the difficulty jumped like crazy, which makes you automatically think that this is what the progression of the rest of the game is going to be. And he actually said that that is not accurate. That is a trick. That, I don't know if it was deliberately employed this way, but something that should be viewed... I'm gonna go ahead and go for this guy first. Oh, for crying out loud! I can't get that one spot! I wanna make this point, so I'm gonna try this again. I know this episode's running long. But, like, what they would do is the second level you'd see a huge jump in difficulty, to the point where it's, like, almost impossible to get through it, where a lot of people will just rage quit and feel like they can't get through it anymore. Because, especially, they have that sense of, you know, that innate feeling of, well, if it was just going this much harder going from level 1 to level 2, imagine how much worse it's going to be going to level 3. But that's actually an illusion. Typically speaking, with all these retro games that are really difficult, the rest of the game, typically speaking, is roughly the same level of difficulty as level 2. You know, things can get a little more challenging, a lot of which just comes from not knowing exactly what to expect. But the skill level it takes to get through it, as far as reflexes and stuff like that, doesn't actually change very much. So, as long as you can just work your way through the second level of a really tough game, you should be able to continue getting through the rest of it at roughly the same difficulty as the level that normally people rage quit the entire game at, which is level 2 at best. You know, most people stop at level 1 because it's just like, nope, forget it. I can't get past that red demon, you know? So I think that this game pretty closely represents that. Especially, like, for me, I feel like all of the levels aren't as hard as the second half of this stage. I feel like the second half of this stage is just about as hard as that last stage with, you know, like the boss rush and the demon that you can't avoid fighting, you know? Uh-oh. Okay, I got it. This is the part I gotta be careful. So yeah, I'm just like, at this point now, I've learned that I need to anticipate that that platform could very well turn around and come up again only halfway. So now that I've learned that, I can't hold that against the game, because that's something that I have learned, and it's being consistent with that, so that's okay. Come on. Oh, crap! Okay, let's see if I get lucky with this guy, because it's gonna take luck. Come on, 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 come on! Yes! Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try. We'll see if I can get through this second rush, and I'll show you the true ending. But for now, this was a long episode. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here. Thanks for watching me finish this game and run a really long time on the second episode. I apologize for that. But, you know, if you stuck this long, you're awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. This is MystikDan signing out. Bye!